Hello guys, and I'm happy to say that more and more leaders agree that Ukraine should be able to defend itself using the weapons you provide us with when neutralizing Russian military objects that they use from behind the border to target Ukrainian civilian objects, like shelling Kharkiv daily and destroying this beautiful European city. And I'm really glad to hear this message from President Macron, who said that he supports this idea. Moreover, French instructors are coming to the Ukrainian armed forces to train our soldiers and yes, to learn a little bit from our soldiers, because unfortunately, without our wish, we do have one of the best military experiences in the 21st century. And also good news from Sweden. We are going to receive 2 early warning and control aircraft, something Ukraine did not have and something that can change the situation on the front lines and especially our defense tremendously. Thank you so much, friends. United we stand, and let me tell you more about these very important changes in the attitudes that will definitely lead to the changes on the front lines for our future victory. My name is Anna, and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight against Russian propaganda and fake news. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. You know, at the very beginning of war, President Macron spoke a lot with Putin. There were lots of memes, especially inside Ukraine, when we were trying to understand what is he talking about with this monster for hours. But now I feel like this determination and confidence of President Macron in his support of Ukraine, his eagerness to send some of the French troops to Ukraine, and permission to use French missiles on Russian military objects, perhaps is the result of this really long conversations with a maniac. So sometimes such things may actually help. But apart from this minute of humor, I am definitely very grateful that more and more countries like Britain, like Poland, like France, now agree that their weapons can be used to neutralize, as they rightly state, neutralize Russian military objects that are located really close to the border, but behind the border on the Russian side, and they believe this will remain unpunished and they can erase Ukrainian cities one by one. But no. And I hope sometime soon this ban will be lifted from the side of the United States, and we guarantee that we will only destroy these systems, that these airfields that they use to shell Ukrainian frontline cities. Unfortunately, we will not be allowed, and we will respect this restriction. We will not target Kremlin, at least a couple of months, but maybe later some things will change. Anyway, I'm really glad that first French instructors will come to Ukraine sometime soon. They will help train Ukrainian soldiers. This will save a lot of time on trips of Ukrainian military personnel that now have to leave Ukraine, spend some time in your countries, then return back. And what is also important, exchange of experience, because with all my respect to NATO standards and so on, nothing can substitute this real life experience, battlefield experience that we have. And perhaps this is another step closer to NATO that will strengthen Ukraine, but I promise you, Ukraine will also strengthen NATO. If you agree with me, you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe. This is the easiest but still extremely effective way to demonstrate your solidarity and help spread more information about Ukraine. France supplies us with Scalp missiles that we now can use only on the territory of Ukraine, temporarily occupied, or close to the front lines where Russians are located. Typically, these missiles can target like 155 kilometers, close to 96 miles away. And we don't know the exact number that we have, but I hope we have more than I think. Anyway, there are also Storm Shadow missiles, which is an analog of a Scalp missile, and you see how effectively we destroy Russian army military airfields that they decided to develop on the temporarily located territories like Luhansk, like Crimea. And by cleaning them from Russian evil, we actually safeguard cities like Kharkiv. Look at what they did to Vovchansk, and you won't need any new arguments why we need to stop this evil. In general, there is definitely great support coming from Sweden, close to 1 billion in money, but most importantly, this is technology that you cannot buy. This is early warning and control aircraft, airborne, SAAB, also known, an analog, well, not an analog, much better than Russian A-50. You know that Ukrainian armed forces successfully destroyed 2 Russian A-50s at the beginning of 2024. They don't have many of them. They've stopped using them actively. And we will start. These flying radars can change a lot. Ukrainian armed forces don't have any, imagine. And we demonstrate not that bad results like with this limited resources. So anyway, this Swedish airborne early warning and control aircraft, you see, I even like pronouncing the name. They can detect all types of targets in the air and also in the sea. They can locate them really far away, and they don't have the limitations that land radars have because of horizon. So definitely Ukraine will become a safer place with them, taking into account that they can locate everything like missiles, bombers, various aircraft, and in the sea and in the air. And what is also beautiful, this type of aircraft radar, flying radars, they can be synchronized and work well with F-16s that are hopefully on their way to Ukraine. So actually this flying radar can warn F-16s about the dangers or help them locate the targets on country. What is also good, we receive the needed missiles with them and everything needed for the maintenance. Thank you so much. I know I have subscribers from Sweden. I love it that we share our ancient history and also the colors, our national colors. Also this week we have received a promise and support from Spain and an agreement, Belgium, Denmark, UK, Poland. You know, there are many friends, and thank you people, because it is your determination, your friendship that makes politicians listen to us. There were also rumors that Sweden was ready to give us Gripen aircraft, but other allies persuaded not to, because Ukraine is getting ready for F-16s, and this is not simple. This demands special maintenance, systems of control and other stuff, so one step at a time. But oh my god, this is so beautiful when we have like support coming from different directions. And I think it's a symbol, first of all, of the strength of the democratic world that Putin so much wants to undermine, that Xi wants so much to undermine, but in the result they must fail, because this evil, this anger, this hatred and disrespect to individual human life is like programmed within authoritarian society, and this is something that destroys when meets a strong democratic determination to protect this freedom to be yourself. And you know what made me think a lot is that when Putin threatened the world to nuke, he threatened to nuke Paris a couple of times, and somehow people around the world already treat it as normal, saying like, well, it's Putin, he's crazy, but still, let's not escalate. And then when, for example, President Macron says something like that, everyone is terrified. Guys, we don't have to support these double standards. When one, the so-called president, but I prefer to say him ruler of Russia, ruler of Russia, Putin, is treated as crazy and he can do and say whatever he wants. But these democratic leaders, oh no, don't escalate. Victims, the ones that were attacked, cannot escalate. What we do, we defend ourselves. We ask to defend ourselves and to defend Europe, to defend the democratic world, because unfortunately, this is not a local conflict, and its results, the results of this war, will definitely have global consequences. So let this be Ukrainian victory, democratic victory, and a very strong lesson to all the evil authoritarian regimes. United we stand. Remember to join me on Instagram, X, and Threads, and Discord. Check our merch shop for more items that work well as reminders and conversation starters about Ukraine. And thank you so much for becoming my sponsors, patrons, and buying me coffees and helping me film and write more. But most importantly, thank you for all the support, all this work that you do inside your countries that later inspire our politicians react, realize, and act. Thank you so much. Slava Ukraini!